how is India, Mumbai and the rest of India doing in terms of, not necessarily in terms of the health?
It's
Uh,
not doing well, man. It's not doing well. You've been here. See, there are different ways of looking at it. India is a very, very big population. So when you hear that 2 million people, for example, have been affected by the COVID here, you would hear that in, say, Estonia, and it would shake you to your core because their population is 1.2 million, right? But here you got 1.3 billion people.
yeah.
So the numbers over here have to be understood in relativity.
Sure.
Having said that, India is not doing well, but it seems like people around the world have just now gotten fed up of being locked down, and a lot of restrictions have been released. So a lot of businesses have opened, but restaurants, bars, movie theaters, they're all closed. But the numbers are increasing tremendously. In fact, the last 1 week was very bad. Every day you opened the news and it said the highest number spike per day in the world, highest number spike per day in the world. The death ratio is not that high. The mortality ratio is lower. In fact, it's amongst the better countries in the world when it comes to deaths per million. But then again, you got to understand, India is still a very rural country. So the testing here is done in a very primitive way, if done at all. And a lot of deaths are not recorded or attributed to something else. The economy has been hit in a very big way because we announced a lockdown like you were there overnight. So it didn't give anybody any time to really prepare for it. And while taking a financial hit can be justified in such times, it can only be justified if you see some gains from a humanitarian point of view. However, India has not even seen that. See, India's economy has dropped in the last quarter by negative 23.9%, which is the highest in the world. And negative 23.9% of the fourth largest economy in the world is a very large number. And also, it's got that GDP is feeding 1.3 billion people. So, and a large, I think a majority percentage of that population is below the poverty line, which are daily wage workers. So they're affected even more. But having said that, you'd say, okay, we can take the financial hit if we save lives instead, because the point of taking the financial hit was to save lives, but we didn't even do that. So it's a zero-sum game again. It's a lose-lose situation. You didn't save lives. If you had saved lives and taken the hit, I would think that's actually a very good thing. That would, from a democratic socialist point of view, that is, because you're saving lives, which is eventually the most important thing. But you're not even saving lives, and you're also rendering the economy rudderless. So it's very testing times, and the future, it seems tough, the recovery, like anywhere else in the world, but tougher here because you've been here. There's a lot of chaos over here, to be honest. People have theories. The implementation is not the best. So it's tough times, brother, to be honest, tough times. Hopefully, my industry, the aviation industry, has been hit in a very big way. It's been hit everywhere in a very big way because nobody's traveling, which is the basis of aviation. Yeah, but one can sit and criticize all of this, but this is a situation which has never happened before. So you cannot be proactive over here. You have to be reactive over here. You can be proactive about certain things, but you are mostly reactive over here because it's unprecedented.
Yes.
So to sit here on my armchair and criticize is one thing, but this is basically what has happened. It's happened everywhere, but it's a little more severe here. Whether this has happened in China, I cannot say because China doesn't release its data. The United States, yes, and I think it has higher numbers of COVID cases, but it also has higher number of tests. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Goa is open. The only place which is open is actually Goa.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So